Ladies and gentlemen, I'm normally live on the radio right now. Paul Joseph Watson is live for the next few hours at Infowars.com/show. We all good?
Yep.
Okay. I'm on the road taking care of a mission right now. Rob Dew is with me. Ron Paul came on earlier, and I had probably the best interview I've ever had with him. Ron Paul built the whole anti-globalist New World Order movement in modern times. I mean, he's like the granddaddy of the resistance and a purist. And he said, look, there's no doubt Trump's doing a really good job trying to save the U.S. and world economy from collapse, from what the globalists are doing. He's doing a really great job. We should get behind him on that. He warned about globalists trying to be in his administration and things, but he said, we're very close to world financial collapse, and I agree with him. He's very smart. He's got a lot of contacts, and that Trump is working around the clock trying to stop that. This is so huge because he also went on to say, look, Trump's not getting rid of American power. He's just not letting the globalists run what we've built worldwide. But he says that's bad because we shouldn't be an empire. And look, I agree with him to a point. The point is, though, this is real. America was hijacked by a bunch of corporate interests 50-something years ago. They've been running things more and more into the ground. The media is just ready to lie about everything. And we're in this flux point where we're really occupied still by the globalists. The media, the MSM, works for them and is just lying everywhere with the biggest fraud you've ever seen and getting caught, and they're getting more and more and more hysterical. I mean, I want to know why Sean Spicer goes to CNN, why they're in the front row, when my show is literally bigger than 10 hours of their programming a day. I mean, 1 hour of my show is bigger than their top show. I mean, again, I can go be part of the press club if I want to. It's a whole other issue. Why is he going to fake news? And I'm not attacking Spicer, but you look at the front row, it's all these enemies, and the guy goes, Trump really wasn't elected. That's a headline. Why is Trump bitching about, illegals voting? There it is. Sorry. Let's jump in the car real quick, looking for my wallet. There's just so much happening. It's surreal. Give folks some scenery.
Yeah.
It's surreal to see how crazy these people are. I mean, it's really wild to see how they just think they're going to get away with it. They're so arrogant. The sky's the limit. I keep going back to this because they continue to double down and quadruple down and infinity down. New term I just coined. The sky's the limit here. When they put out Friday that almost no one was there and showed a bird's eye view photo at 8:30 minutes after they opened the gates and people were going through metal detectors, you see them pooling. I was there. The whole thing was jam-packed. It was packed behind the monument as well. And then they say, oh, nobody showed up for Trump, and then turn everything into a debate about who's lying and who isn't, and they've still got CNN saying their photo's real, even though their own megapixel photos from up on the inaugural stage showed it totally jam-packed. You can even megapixel blow it up and see me in the crowd. I mean, it's crazy. This level of gaslighting. Some of them are still saying that he threw the bust of Martin Luther King out the window. Folks, they ran scores of articles, I showed them yesterday, saying I got arrested or that Trump had me thrown out of the inauguration, and showed photos of police on the news and in newspapers online of me being protected by the police in Cleveland at the RNC. And they're still going. I had family and my lawyer call me and go, I heard you got arrested. Is that true? And I said, no. You can even blow it up and see it says Cleveland police and Ohio State Police that are protecting me.
Alex, I pulled up the Daily Mail article to show people that happened back in July.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's new level, okay? They think they failed because they didn't tell enough lies. So it was like Jones was drunk during the inauguration and got thrown out and arrested, and all of it a complete lie. All of it a complete lie. And they just think that, Rob, what do you think they're doing? Because, I mean, I think they're distracting from the fact that Trump just pulled out of the TPP, that both political parties' constituents hated, unelected, secret evil, that he is massively bringing back all these jobs, that the Dow went above 2,000, that all these other countries have walls, that we can have one, that he's already bringing back Ford and Chrysler and all these other companies are moving to the U.S. Toyota's announcing more, hundreds of billions in investment, $1 trillion, 300+ billion since he was president-elect in the stock market, above 20,000 a day. I mean, I really think that's it. More and more, I think they want to trick us, even though they know they're illegitimate. Nobody's listening to them. Nobody trusts them except a few of their mindless constituents, maybe 10% of the public. So they're simply putting out super fake stuff to engage us in a debate on those topics about nothing, to keep us distracted on how Trump and the global movement against tyranny is overthrowing the corporate New World Order in front of everybody. I mean, that's really the big news. And then even Ron Paul is saying the fake news isn't Trump and us. The fake news is them. So more and more, I think we should just debunk them and say debunked and move on, because they're baiting us when they were debunked within hours. I mean, everybody saw on the other channels, everybody, that it was just wall-to-wall people, even though they tried to keep folks from coming in, which is a whole other subject. The communists, the BLM, all funded by Soros, beating everybody up, doing all this stuff. I mean, it is just totally insane on every single front, and I don't even know what to say anymore at this point. I mean, I have never seen such total people totally committed to lying and then only intensifying it. What do you think?
I think it's exactly that. It's smoke screening. They put out so much stuff that has nothing to do with reality that people will sit and argue that. Because I heard all those talking points when I was at the women's rally. They were bringing up issues of no significance. But you sit and argue with that and talking about, they want to talk about Planned Parenthood, but they don't want to talk about Planned Parenthood. It says they offer prenatal care, and then you call them up, and there's no prenatal care. They go, all we do is terminations. That's their prenatal care, is killing babies. That's it.
Keep going.
It's totally ridiculous. And they've got this segment of the population, these white middle-aged people,
totally flipped out.
They've got them. Yeah, here, I'll hold it.
Their whole ideology is Republicans are the devil.
Right.
White people are the devil. They're good people because they hate everyone. And the Democrat leaders get up and say, I know whites are evil. I will disenfranchise them and shut them up and treat you with privilege. It's total classic racism that they told whites in the South with the KKK. They literally say, we will make you be on top. We will take everything and give it to you, which is all a lie anyways. All the big mega banks that run this are moving offshore and evacuating.
And then they promise them with socialism all these freebies. Oh, if you just go with this, you're going to get freebies. You're going to get, you're going to get an easy living. You're not going to have to really work hard because we're going to provide everything for you. And people buy into that because they see out in the media, rappers and rock stars and people like the Kardashians living this great lives. And they're like, oh, I can have that too, and I don't really have to work for it.
They're fighting prosperity. The globalists want to break away civilization. They control the future's here. It's not evenly distributed. They don't want you to have it. Trump's like, we're going to release the secret technologies, the life extension. They've got it all, folks. They've got it all, okay? Trump, like you said, I will not let you down, because there's a group of people, even though our government's a big problem and a lot of corruption, there's a group of people inside the government and corporations that finally got decompartmentalized by InfoWars and by you and by others and by their own research. And then they started looking at what was happening around them and went, oh my God, they're building an anti-human control grid that's super evil, super dangerous, super out of control. So now this is all the big challenge to all of us. Do we realize that this is a real attempt to empower humanity, bring people together? Go watch that Trump speech. Globalism uses open borders to bring people in to collapse it. We have to have America stabilize and then pull up the rest of the world. That was the original globalist promise, but it was always a betrayal. It's like the One Ring. They handed out to everybody to supposedly have all this freedom, but they used it to then enslave the whole system.
And I like what he did today, just the other day, where he said, hey, I think a lot of people voted illegally, and they made that a big issue. Now he's like, you know what? I'm going to do a commission on it. We're going to do it. We're going to look into this to see how many people voted illegally, how many dead people voted, how many people were voted in.
It's way more than Trump says.
Oh yeah, totally. They're going to find. Alex, they found in just I think it was in Milwaukee it was in Detroit. 30% of the ballot boxes were deemed ineligible to be counted because they were wrong. The numbers on the books didn't add up with what was in the ballot boxes.
Top election.
That was just 30%. One city.
It's everywhere. Hillary stole 5 states, tried to steal 6 others. They caught Homeland Security breaking in. And I told you they'd federalize it, and they did it because I've got the intel, folks. I can't even tell you all of it. Okay, I can't even tell you. It's all. You have no idea, folks. Look, the vaccines. He's going after that to expose that. It's a godsend, folks.
And he's using his power not to be a dictator, but to create information systems.
When he shut down the TPP, he didn't keep the power to himself. He could have said, I'm taking that back like Obama did. He just said it's shut down. President can't do this. Obama couldn't do this.
Yeah.
He gave the power back to Congress.
But like making these vaccine commissions, doing looks at the voter fraud. If he comes out and they find 10 million people were voting illegal or 10 million bad registrations, I tell you what, it's going to be conservative Republicans for a long time in office, because that was the Democrats' only weapon, was getting people to vote illegally.
And even Politico ran headlines in Bloomberg saying illegals are going to get Hillary elected. Ha, ha, ha. They were so sure of themselves a year ago, they ran the headlines bragging. And they had 7 states pass laws that governors couldn't sign because it was illegal to let illegals vote. That's all over the freaking news.
Yeah. And now we got a big story here in Texas where the sheriff in Travis County says we're going to have sanctuary cities. We're going to let them come in here. And Greg Abbott's like, you know what? We're going to prosecute you as a criminal. We're going to throw you out of office because you're breaking the law.
That's right.
Because there aren't laws that you get to pick and choose.
That's right. That's federalism. It goes federal, state, then the state makes the county and the city rules, and then the state also has 50% of the power of the feds and dictates. It's a balance of power. Yeah. But the city has the lowest level of power. The county is out of the state. You don't sit there in the county with a state above you and violate state law, Travis County Sheriff.
And get to pick and choose what law. So we can speed now because, we decided we're allowed to speed. It doesn't work like that.
That's right. The state of Texas says it's 80 miles an hour as the highest. And you know what? Austin can't say it's 150.
Right. They can't do it.
And that's our system. Because you can't have a bunch of boss hogs that take over cities and go, I'm going to have 100% property tax. Austin has the state about to break its back and make them lower property taxes. We have some of the highest in the country here in Austin. Because we're run by liberal criminal dirtbags who steal the frickin' money for themselves.
Yeah. And that's all going to change. It's all going to change. So it's good. We're actually trying to send a reporter out to talk to the sheriff now and see what laws we're allowed to break, because I guess there's just a little list. Here's a list of the laws that we don't have to follow anymore, if we don't want to, and you can't have a society like that.
Well, the point is that the globalists pass a bunch of unconstitutional laws. It's time to say no to them. It's time to fight them. It's time to sue them. But now that we've got a president and all these governors and all these legislatures that all just went patriot, it's the biggest landslide ever. That's why they're saying it's delegitimized. He didn't really win. Because it's the opposite, folks. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Yes, Putin, what do I say next?
Uh-oh.
Oh, drain the swamp. That's what you want to... Oh, okay, what else? Oh, Hillary's crooked? I never thought of that, Mr. President. Yeah, and of course you got the Democrats saying, with no evidence now, that Putin... This is a great shot coming up here. That Putin... Again, actually tells Trump exactly what to say. Who believes that? Who would ever believe that crap? All right, well, that's it for this transmission. I'm going to do one more on ABC News. And I think they control the press, and it kind of ties into all this.
I think this is something we might have to fight them on, too, because this is definitely a Supreme Court level case of fair use, if there ever was.
Well, yeah, they're threatening everybody, saying you basically can't use this, and you can't ever use it again after February 1st. And this interview is all ours. It's news gathering. All the other news channels know. They've always been able to use other news channels and just say courtesy because it's clips and it's public interest because it's the president or it's governmental. Now, if it was a interview with some Hollywood star in a movie, you could say it was exclusive. But this is an attempt to play games with the internet. I guarantee you it's an attempt to try to start shutting stuff down. And
oh my God, look at that horrible symbol right there. Look at that.
Well, the point is people always get mad at the American flag. It's been captured. It's been used as a front for the globalist. We're taking the flag back. Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo. All right, that's it for this transmission. Paul Watson is live right now, Infowars.com/show, breaking down mega massive important news. But make no mistake, there is a giant battle for the heart and soul of our republic and our world and humanity right now. And Trump is totally delivering. And you look at the brainwashed zombies that were at that women's march, and they were just screaming, effing white male, whites are inherently bad. They were white women saying this, and just totally flipped out and crazy. And we love Islam, Allah Akbar, it's good for women. What it is, they just hate the West and real freedom. These are cult members. I mean, this is the biggest, most dangerous cult. They're anti-free speech. They're just frothing, crazy people. And I said it, Michael Savage has said it, liberalism is a mental disorder. And the Republican leaderships against Trump, they've got to be cleaned out. He's trying to just dominate them. with the truth and justice. We need to get behind what he's doing because, again, if Trump starts going sideways, I will be very sad, but I'll expose it. But right now, it is super, super, super good, except for a few issues, and he's being honest about those. Hey, we've been torturing forever, and if it's Al-Qaeda, we'll do limited stuff. At least he's not lying about it. I don't support that because it then gives you fake intelligence, and it's wrong. You lose the moral high ground. He says, hey, if jihadis shoot people, we should be able to look on their phone. They're lying to him when they say that to the president. They already have a back door into the phone. They just want to have no Fourth Amendment. But again, Obama already trashed all that. The point is that Trump's got a major learning curve. And when he does get informed about something, he changes his mind. Like he said, we got to bring in refugees. Their Christians are being killed by the Syrians, by Al-Qaeda. They went, no, sir, we're bringing the Al-Qaeda in. He went, whoa, we're not going to do that. So it's a really important time to be alive. Infowars.com/show.
And just remember, on the third day, he built the wall.